Pace and power, welcome in the ring. Who in the ring with us tonight? Share the live, smash that emoji button. Wherever you're joining us, folks, we're happy, delighted. We're go all systems here. Happy to have each and every one of you with us. Share the live, smash that emoji button, folks, and rewind. Rewind. You can hear that? You see, when you rewind to 2018 and so on, you come with a different result. When you rewind to 2015, teachers come up with higher pay. You know, the government sure they want to rewind. Folks, share the like, smash that emoji button. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. The many places you're joining us from, folks, we're happy that you guys are here. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. We were off this morning because we had to be off this morning, folks. You all know how we do it. When we got to be on the move, we got to be on the move to bring you folks valid, credible information. We know that you all have a voracious appetite. You heard that word there? Voracious. Yeah, we buy our books from Austin's, no other place. Locally, Austin's, all the way there on Church Street. Voracious appetite. You all have a voracious appetite. Sardia and Everett and Leon. Everett is joining us from Plainsfield, New Jersey. Please and thank you. Don't come wrong or funny. Good to have you here, Patricia Kisoon, and all the other folks who are joining us tonight. Pace and power. You're going to want to share the live, folks. You're going to want to smash that emoji button. Celine, Debbie, Kim, and I see Sabina is here too. Really good to have each and every one of you with us, folks. Rewind. Folks, we fight card set. It's just some of y'all, you know. It's just some of y'all playing disgusting. Great to have each and every rewind. Yeah, please and thank you. In my German, forget a voice, rewind. But Linden not German, forget a voice, rewind. Yep, in my Vanessa Castle voice, rewind. They like wine, but they want really rewind. Folks, it is day 5 of the National Teachers Strike, coast to coast, region to region, folks. And y'all should know by now, we were in my born tongue. That's what I said. We ain't gonna transcrippers from there, no. We ain't gonna jagabats, no tadpoles, no cricket. Okay, we got one and two. What's the girl name again for the PP? The little clear skin one? Oh, yeah, the same ones. Rewind. We were in Linden, folks. It is day 5 of this National Teachers Strike. And, folks, I think Linden put in National Teachers Strike. Oh, God, there's plenty and enough in Linden. Vanessa Kisoon alone. Welcome in the ring, folks. Welcome. Y'all don't know, Linden plenty and enough, folks. Plenty enough. Enough and plenty. Y'all know how they are. Plenty enough. Great to have each and every one of you. You share the live yet, folks? Ask the person sitting in front of you in balcony. Ask the person sitting in front of you in row, in the Coliseum, in the stadium, if they share the live yet. Folks, Linden Gill is the 5th day of the strike. And we begin tonight. We begin in Linden, folks. The plenty and enough in Linden. Take a look and take a listen. And some of what we saw, some of what we heard, folks, in Linden. Rewind. And just in case you're in doubt, just in case you're in doubt, I gotta go my Matrix rewind. If I tumble off this chair here now, you'll see real story. We'd really sell out. Rewind, folks. Audrey and Denise and Edwards, Penelope, tag a Lindener, tag a teacher, tag a ministry official, tag Jack Buell, tag Irfan, tag Adil, tag Ashley. Runaway Ashley. Johnny Anderson, folks. Rewind. It's the 5th day of the GTU, the Guyana Teachers Union strike. We got it all for you here, folks. We got it all for you. Take a look. Take a listen to what we saw at Linden. Take a look. I said take a look. Rewind.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. morning.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Can't take that stuck to the bank, Priya. Oh, sorry.
Sharon Duncan is in the house.
You saying anything? So
Yep, that's we're fine. That's how it began. We striking. We striking. Love me some teachers. We striking. We striking. We can find a way to get something out. We striking. We striking. Rewind. They're fine, folks. Of the Guyana Teachers Union nationwide strike. Some of y'all like y'all fighting for smash this emoji button. Some of y'all like y'all fighting folks to share the damn live. We striking. We striking. We striking. You see if this thing ain't work out? Now you got to fall back. I want y'all. Look at the butter there. You know, you hear that little residence there? Right there, folks. The butter. MHD voice, folks. We striking. That's how it started, folks, in Linden, and we had the privilege of speaking to a teacher. He's taught for a very long time. He's a member of parliament as well, folks. He's a member of parliament as well. He's been teaching for a decade or two. You know, he don't look, see, you got a turtle flesh. Don't come wrong, teachers funny. Linden got some nice teachers that or him come down. Lisa get left there. Some real nice teachers in Linden. I had to come quick. Lisa ended up in some problems. Rewind. It's day 5 of the Guyana Teachers Union strike, folks. And we caught up with the one and only MP German Forgive. But first, he's a teacher. First and foremost, take a look and take a listen. Day 5, the Guyana Teachers Union massive nationwide strike. We're in Linden. Share the damn live. Smash that emoji button, folks. And let me go down the road. Here how he articulates some of the issues in the profession. Who vex? Rewind. MP German Figuera, you have stepped out on the front line here, as you always do, this time supporting our teachers who are on strike action. Tell us a little bit about why you're supporting.
Well, first of all, I am a teacher. I have been a teacher for the past 22 years, making my contribution towards nation building. I was the former chairman of the Guyana Teachers Union Arm branch right here in Region 10, so I understand the importance of industrial action. And historically, we have never had a time in our history as a country where we actually have the resources that are available now with the advent of oil, and we can actually address the issues that have been plaguing the teaching fraternity for many years. And we believe the demands put forward by the Guyana Teachers Union for teachers to be the beneficiary are most reasonable. In this year's budget, there's over $1.4 trillion, and we believe the resources are available to address the concerns of our teachers. In 2023, when the government gave teachers in December 6.5%, a lot of us were angry, a lot of us were very much disappointed, but we accepted the 6.5 with the hope that the fact that the budget would have been read in February, we would have gotten the additional increase, because it is expected at every budget you give public servants, you give teachers an increase. So teachers, even though they were disappointed with the 6.5, they accepted that when the budget is passed, they would get something more. And more so, given the harsh realities of extremely high cost of living, we were of the view that the government would have come on board, accepting our reality, accepting the Guyanese reality of how cost of living is affecting everyone, and give us an increase. That did not happen, and we are out here saying that we must engage in collective bargaining agreement. That is our constitutional right. The government must respect unions having the right to engage with them in collective bargaining agreement. The union would have put forward several proposals, including a multi-year agreement, proposal for an agreement within the government and the Guyana Teachers Union. And we are saying it's time that the government engage the Guyana Teachers Union, sit with them and have dialogue. We don't want to be out here. The sun is blazing hot every day. I've been out here since this protest action has started. This sun ain't no joke. But the teachers don't want to be out here. We want to be in the classroom. That's where we belong. That is where we want to be. But we are saying, make us comfortable. We have the resources. Give our teachers what is rightfully due to them. You have said, Sherrod, you have contributed as well as a teacher. Your family have contributed. But nowhere in the history of this country, the resources are available where these concerns that the teachers have minute concerns can be addressed. This is beyond salary increase. We are asking for non-taxable benefits because you could give us 10%, you could give us 12%, 15%. All of those increases will be taxed. But we are saying that there are a lot of non-taxable benefits the multi-year agreement would have put forward so that teachers can benefit. Nowhere in the world you work for 10 years and your pension is not guaranteed. Teachers have to work for almost 30 years to be given a pension that is not guaranteed. So we're saying these are issues that has to be fixed. Why is it that a teacher who would have dedicated 10 years of their lives to this profession cannot be given a 1500 cc duty-free concession so that they can buy a car? Getting access to a duty-free concession doesn't mean you're getting a vehicle, but at least you have a means where you can be cushioned in your desire to own a vehicle. A vehicle is no longer a luxury in this country, it is a necessity. And the cost of transportation is enormous. And we are saying if teachers are given a duty-free concession, even if the government considers to give teachers who have served 10 years, which is very long, because we have social workers after getting on the job in 6 months, you're entitled to a duty-free concession. We have army officers, police officers, other public servants after 3 years, based on their salary scale, they're entitled to a duty-free concession. We are saying the teaching fraternity at least should have been given some consideration besides their teachers, besides deputy teachers, besides seniors. Because this region, for example, Sharon, has the most qualified teachers in the country. And many of those teachers who are in senior positions are young teachers. So automatically we'll never have some teachers reaching senior masters or reaching a deputy or a head teacher's position. But if they reach SAM after 6 years, why not give them a duty-free concession of 1500 cc? And if you want to say we will have too much vehicles in the country, then make the determination to ensure that that duty-free concession that they will have will be 5 years from the manufacturing date. So we'll have safer cars and teachers will have an opportunity to buy a vehicle.
Clearly you understand the issues. Teachers say it's not about politics. This is about the money. Show me the money.
Well,
that's what they say.
I agree. This is a money issue. It's a bread and butter issue. And let me address that issue of it being political. Listen, I have friends right in here who are teachers, and I know they are bona fide supporters of the government. Some of them are bona fide supporters of the PNC. Some are bona fide supporters.
Hold on.
This is beyond.
Hold on. Rewind. There got PP supporters in this country?
Yes.
I thought everybody was opposition.
Well, unfortunately or fortunately, that is not the reality. The reality is the teachers aren't bringing their political affiliation to this struggle. This struggle is about the teaching fraternity. This struggle is about the teachers not being satisfied with what they're being offered, and they're saying that the government must do the responsible thing and engage their representative, which is the Guyana Teachers Union, have dialogue. I understand that there are some personality clashes with the minister and some of members in the Guyana Teachers Union. They need to put aside that immature behavior and deal with the fundamental issues that are affecting teachers. Now, the government is claiming that this strike action is illegal. The Guyana Teachers Union is saying it is legal. Principally, I'm least concerned with the legality or illegality of this action. I'm saying look at the fundamental reasons why the teachers are out here. And that is they need the government and the Guyana Teachers Union to engage in collective bargaining so that the benefits can be accrued to our teachers. Low-hanging fruit benefits. We have teachers who are engaged in the management training for 2 years. And after completion of that training, they're not getting an increase. They're getting points for promotion. Points for promotion don't pay the bills. Cost of living is extremely high. We need teachers to have a comfortable life and more so to be comfortable in their working environment. $1.4 trillion in this year's budget can address the minute issues that affects our teachers. And we're saying the time is now, the time is right for the government and the union to engage. I hear the talks about cutting teachers' salary. We are prepared to accept a cut in salary. We don't want it, but if that is going to be the outcome, we will accept it once in the final analysis we get what we deserve, which is to have a sit down, a responsible conversation, and address the issues of teachers. We don't want to be out here for a whole month, but we will be if we have to. We want to get out of this sun that is scorching hot, and we want to go back into the classroom. I want to take this opportunity to thank the business community who have come on board and donated water.
Well, you're going to vex the government now because they don't want that.
Well, they don't want what?
The business community to come on board and help the teachers.
Well, the business community also understands the reality. They have children who are in school. Some of them have a lot of teachers who go and shop at their businesses, their supermarkets or whatnot. So they understand the more teachers benefit, the more they too will benefit. But the corporate entities that are supporting this industrial action is about giving water, giving juice, giving support, making the call for the government to be responsible in their actions to engage. I hear the rumor that there are claims that the business community is going to come on board and pay teachers or what. Listen, we don't want the business community to pay us. We are servants of this country. We work for our country and we work for the government of the day. And the government has a duty to ensure that the workers who keeps the engine of government running are comfortable in their working environment. And again, I repeat, never in the history of this country we have so much access to readily available resources that we can address the issues that plagues the public servants, that plagues teachers in this country. And the time is now, and the time is right for the government to get it right on behalf of our teachers.
With your hat as a member of parliament, the government of the day says they don't have the money. But I think you know they're coming back for a supplemental July, August for something. And you know they're going to come back for a supplemental budget in December for something. Don't we have the money?
Listen, that is a farcical position. The government has the wherewithal to ensure that they get resources if they really are in the desire to serve the interests of the people, serve the interests of the teachers, they can get it. We have seen countless occasions, Sharon, being in the National Assembly, where the government came time and time again for additional money to address all of the other issues except the issues that plague the public servants, that plague our teachers. And we say, if the government has to come back to the parliament for supplemental budget to address the issues that plagues the teacher fraternity and our public servants, I will be the first to vote in support of that supplemental. All of the opposition members will support a supplemental budget if the government brings it, so that the issues that plagues the teacher fraternity can be addressed, issue that plagues the public servants can be addressed. The time is now, and now is the time that the government must address the issues that plague our teachers. I want the government to say it today or tomorrow or Monday. They are prepared to have a discussion with the Guyana Teachers Union, and we will go into our classrooms. Because it is understandable that the government will not address the issues of the teachers on the duress. They want the teachers back in the classroom, and then they will engage the union. If that is the position, we are prepared to accept that position, go back into the classroom with the assurance that government and the union will engage on our behalf. We will go where we want to go. This son is no joke. I see you don't change your complexion, Sharon. But this is a very important issue. We want to thank you for coming. We want to thank the business community. We want to thank all of our teachers, including those who are watching us on social media, in the comfort of your home, wherever you are, you're not out here with us. We still want to say thanks to you, because the fact that you're not in school is indirectly you supporting this industrial action. But we would rather you be out here.
We're striking.
We're striking.
Thank you. Day 5 of the strike, folks. That's how it went down, MP German Fagera. Rewind. Some of you are late, folks. You surely live yet? Then we promise you all valid, credible information, folks. Didn't we promise that? That being said, folks, there you have it. That's our time. That's you get your money's worth already. Oh yes, I'm gonna get that money now. That's our time, and I think we had enough. And we had you're sharing the life. Them boys say y'all ain't sharing the life. Jamal Aziz, Edward Brooks, Ann Singh, June Cameron. I feel like Miss Lois. Miss Lois, I want to be pampered. It's time. It's 30 years now. I in this profession, folks. I want y'all know Lyndon different. You know, Lyndon different. We carry age. 35. I mean 44. 35. We carry age, but we looking good. When Mr. She in the profession for 30 years, I looking for this 30 years in the profession. I said like soon she jump out the womb, she jump in the classroom. 30 years, Mr. She in the profession. Mrs. Time should be pampered. I feel a little bit like it's time to be pampered a little bit now. Working hard all the time. Folks, Teacher Lois spoke with us. This is time now. It's time. You wait till Lyndon.
Miss, a very good day. You're on the front line of this massive police action here in Linden. Why have you come out?
I'm out here because I'm tired. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of not being able to balance myself. I'm tired of not being able to pamper my children and even to spoil myself. I'm tired of the struggles that are happening right now in the school system. The entire breakdown of values and morals. Everything is changing. I started teaching since 1994. This is my 30th year. And to date, I am still struggling in this system. And I'm thinking, maybe I should have just taken up something else because I see people with less education than I am striving in this society, doing so much better. And I'm the one who created all of these other professions. I aided their development. And I think I deserve some more benefit. I think I deserve some more respect. I think I deserve a livable wage. And I think I deserve the good life.
What are some of those issues in the education sector that bothers you?
I know for sure that of recent they've been trying to make some changes as it relates to records and so on. I'm grateful for that. But I really think they need to address debunking and so on. That's a major issue. And I really think that they need to interact more with our union. You cannot leave my union out of any decision making. My union is my representative. Speak to my union because you can't speak to me. Thank you very much.
Yep, the 5 of the teachers strike. Go ahead and pamper me, man. Go ahead. Go ahead and pamper me. My union speak for me. One of us do why you don't share the life yet? You're wicked. You don't smash the emoji button yet? You're wicked. Some of you are getting complacent, you know. Some of you are come, you're spellbound, you're wrapped up in what is being said. No wonder, Jack, you're saying that government doing plenty things to teacher. Since 2015, PPP said they're working for teacher. Since 2015, he said, you don't get y'all 50%. He said, Granger get y'all 50% for we. Teachers don't get a 50%. Folks, it's day 5 of that national massive teacher strike. Jack, you say y'all get plenty ready. What more y'all want? He said, government is doing much for teachers. As Adam Harris reports for us, veteran journalist Adam Harris. Take a listen, much.
Vice President Barajagtio yesterday made several comparisons to the education system in Guyana to those around the world. He stated that the government has been spending more resources in the education sector. Some of those includes purchasing of textbooks, smart classrooms, and the building of schools.
We have also been spending more resources to make sure that they have better classrooms. And so you'd see a lot of this smarter classrooms, more access to computer training. And in this year's budget alone, we've had set aside $2.5 billion to buy textbooks for our children. If you go to private schools, you have to buy your own textbooks. $2.5 billion so that they can have more access to learning material.
Jagdeo added that the spending overall in the education sector has gone up tremendously and that the government is spending twice as much per child as compared to a child receiving a private education.
Private sector people pay $300,000 on average per year, 3 terms per child. We're spending $694,000 per child per term, per year, when you would pay comparably this amount in the private sector. So we're spending nearly twice as much as the school fees to private education now for a child who goes to public school.
Then the teacher to student ratio was compared.
If you take the teacher per children ratio, per child ratio, you would find out that in 2012, it was 23.16. Today, overall, it's 12.69.
According to Jagdeo, this ratio is better than the US and 156 countries, including many European countries, which shows a commitment to employing teachers.
Yeah, day 5 of the strike, folks. Day 5, day 5. Rewind till in there. Rewind. Teachers is much text. I know it's a lit text. Taught lit in the earlies and the secondary levels. Much lit text to say, I think it's one of the Shakespeare ones. Much learning has made thee mad. Listen to some of the madness. This man lying like we're harsh strutting. Never such madness. Like we're harsh strutting. You know, and while us Tantarians were in Linden, we striking. While us Tantarians were in Linden, folks, the protesters, the teachers who were on the protest line, took the protest action to the Ministry of Labor. It's who they live in, Joe. Ministry of Labor. Take a look.
The strike by the Guyana Teachers Union is in its 5th day, but there seems to be no let-up in the protest. Today, the striking teachers took their action to the Labor Ministry. Again, there were the usual chants. Some of the chants addressed the threat by the government to cut the teachers' pay. Roger Paris was one of the teachers in the protest.
I'm so concerned that the president has respect to us, that he have not said anything or even come to see us, so that he can meet with our union representative and probably bring this thing to an end, because we're saying it's not a political fight, it's not a political war, it's more economical.
He said that he has been teaching for nearly 30 years. He said that the situation is such that many can't support their families.
Saying if we can come out, meet with our union representative, and teachers are bargaining, or teachers are a reasonable person, we will meet him if he's willing to meet us on the ground. That we're asking for. So I'm hoping that the president, if not Priya or Jagdeo, the president of Guyana, can come down and meet with teachers before we make this thing a pandemic, because the world's looking, the world is seeing, the world is hearing.
He said that all the teachers want is something livable, and the numbers are greater than ever today. Parents were also outside the Labor Ministry supporting the teachers. Nima Flubes, a teacher and a member of parliament, was there to support the striking teachers. She reacted to Vice President Bara Jagdeo's comment that there is no money to pay teachers.
This is a growing economy in the world, and it's called retribution. They can't find money to pay the teachers. Come on, Jagdeo, you gotta tell the people you know what's going on.
She said that in the budget there are expenditures on furniture and new vehicles. That money could go towards paying the teachers. She said that the teachers are inspired by the support they are getting from the parents.
You know, this morning when I stood here and a parent came, he touched, he said, Miss, you don't know me, but I'm here to bring some juice. Then another one came and said, I'm here to bring some water to give y'all some support. I'm here to bring some Gatorade to help the teachers keep the fight. And if that is happening, that should tell the government they need to get in line.
Jonathan Sabrian, visiting Guyanese, was also outside the Labor Ministry supporting the striking teachers.
I believe they've been shortchanged and they've been promised, and the promise has not been fulfilled. So I'm here in solidarity with them. What we're asking for.
Yep, that's how it was down in Georgetown today, while the rest of us were in Linden. We're different. Different in Linden. Folks are saying the government making too much excuses. It's one thing to the next with Jagler. Now here he said how something with the deeds registry and the union and filed something. It's not about that. It's now you know that. When y'all were egging on the union, protesting under the David Granger administration, you didn't know this didn't file and that didn't file. I don't believe a word coming out of Mr. Jaglio's mouth. Lots of folks said too many excuses being made by this government. Fix it, Jaglio. Take a listen to this report.
As the strike orchestrated by teachers reached day 5 today, the government sought to give another explanation as to why teachers might not deserve a raise. The most recent was that only 70% of teachers are present in classrooms on a daily basis. Vice President Barra Jagdeo stated that this is according to the records the government has. The 30% that are absent represents more than 4,000 teachers.
From our records now, what was recently given to us a couple of days ago, that 70% on a daily basis, only 70% of our teachers show up to work. So it means that 4,228 teachers of the 14,000 don't show up daily because only 70% show up to work. I know if you have 14,000, 70% of 14,000 show up.
The government was met with this revelation after an observation was made to the teacher to student ratio. While 1 teacher to 12 students is supposed to be the reality, according to Jagdeo, this is where the issue with more students to teachers is beginning.
Many teachers across this country may still be teaching big classes, but why is that happening? And I think it's time now to examine why some of these things are happening.
He stated that these statistics are important as it proves the commitment of the government to the education sector.
Hold on. 2 quick comments. Two quick comments. You know, I found over the last few days, Jagdeo keeps having that Sue moment. You remember when Isabel Young, the reporter from Vice News, had its back against the wall? It wasn't for good reason. You remember that? And then he went, oh, Sue. Oh, Sue. I find lately, he's been having a lot of those moments. There's been lying like when I was chatting. Lying like when I was chatting. Hold on. Second point. Second point. Y'all remember that big fight recently between Priya and Damlal? Damlal in a post, he said of Jagdeo's tenure, Irfan Ali, Tilapia, his tenure, he said the education system in this country in disarray. Those were his words. That is what Damlal said. The point I'm making, when did Jagdeo figure out that 30% of teachers are turning up? It took a strike action, 3.5 years going 4 years in government. And now they suddenly figure out 40% of teachers ain't going to classes, ain't going to school. They just figured this out. Well, teacher got for strike more for we find out things that are happening in the education sector. Damn that we got followed more so we can find out how in disarray the education sector in this country in disarray. You're following me? He just find out that 30% of the teachers ain't turning up for work. He just find out. And it took a strike for them if they are being honest. And folks, honest and them don't never see honest wrong them. You keep looking. Honest and them don't in the same sentence. It took a strike for me to find out, since 2000 something, the union didn't do X, Y, or Z with the dead registry. The dead registry, if that is to be believed, the teachers have a strike more often when you find out what happened in this country, man. They got strike often. Rewind to Linden. Rewind. Folks, it's day 5 of the National Teachers Strike. It's day 5. It's 30% is now you figured out. Teachers got to strike more often. And folks, as we said, we caught up with a number of folks, a number of folks on the front line there of this massive teachers protest is happening nationwide. Linden different, the big, the plenty, the enough in Linden. And we caught up with teacher Vanessa Kissoon. She was on the front lines as well. Listen to what she told us. When them in opposition, PPP, it's plenty promises. When the government, they forget. Right? They know what's best. When in opposition, when in government, they forget. Take a listen. Take a look.
We are here again, day 5 of the Guyana Teachers Union strike action. And I want to say to us today that we are not giving up. We will be back Monday. If the government of the day does not allow good sense to prevail, we will be back out here. Because, listen, you know what amazes me? It amazes me how we forget. So I'm going to rewind to 2018. Rewind, DJ. So I'm rewinding. And just as Jagdeo said in 2018 that he hoped the teachers called for collective bargaining. We are calling for that today, fast forward. Let us rewind to 2018 when Jagdeo said he hopes that teachers will ask for a 50% increase. Fast forward today, we're asking for a 50% increase. Apparently, when these guys are in opposition, they know what's best for public servants. They know what's best for teachers. But I want to tell Ali Barrett and the 40 Thieves today that we are out here and we are staying until you allow good sense to prevail. Priya Mani-chan, you as the Minister of Education, you are jumping, your ministers are representing you, that we are calling you names. Yet still yesterday, you are on a live telling Linden teachers to go and drink shell gas and telling teachers to go and sleep. How disrespectful you can get. But you and your acolytes and your accolades, your whatever lights you have there, want to tell us and want to tell this world and this country that we must respect you and ministers and don't say anything bad about y'all. Well, take a check today, Priya Mani-chan. You and your ministers of government, Ali Barrett and the 40 Thieves, understand that we, the teachers of the Guyana Teachers Union, we will not be intimidated. And you see that scash grant, the scash grant that y'all come to share, and y'all want to think we will be distracted? Whoever choose to be in school, yes, and take pictures, I know you will. They will go and collect it. We don't have a problem, but we will continue to be on the streets because you're doing everything else except having collective bargaining with our teachers, and we're asking for our multi-year agreement. The union represents us. You are so disrespectful. You decide you want to meet with whichever teachers you want to meet with. It now work like that. And by the way, the threat for taking our dues, if you stop paying it, we will find a way to pay it. Thank you.
Just before I let you go, what are some of those specific issues? I know raising salary is one of the key ones, and rightly so. What are some of those other issues you guys are advocating for?
So we are talking also, we're looking at classrooms. We want to have classrooms that are very conducive. I know they're giving cash grants to help to fix classrooms, but those are some of the things. For instance, look at the state of some of the schools. I know that we are asking for better working conditions.
You all got a lot of flea infested schools here.
Exactly, I was just going to tell you. We had flea infestation, mosquitoes. We have issues with water. Every school should have proper water or potable water that students can drink from the tap. Look at what happened at Mackenzie High School. We have to look at the infrastructure of the schools and let us be able to have our students, our teachers, even our auxiliary workers to be able to work in conducive working conditions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And we are in the rain. Smash those emojis for Sheriff Duncan. Share the life, share the life. Today we're in London, but we in the rain.
Thank you so much.
12 rounds, we in the ring.
Pong for pong.
Pong for pong.
Thank you so much for that, sir.
That's my girl. I hope you are listening. I hope you are listening. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks. Pong for pong. The one and only Vanessa Kiss. You know we heard from also? You know who we heard from also, folks? My Lord. Did I say we were on the front lines? Some of y'all playing, you know. Some of y'all playing in this struggle. Some of y'all playing, y'all big and bad. You want to share the live. You even want to smash that emoji button so that more persons can get valid and credible information. Folks, we spoke to MP Devin Sears, who is a former teacher himself and was out there on the front line, folks, lending support to teachers. We spoke to him, folks. Yep, take a look and take a listen to what Devin Sears, Member of Parliament, former teacher, told us.
MP Devin Sears, you're on the front line here in Linden, where the teachers have proceeded on, at least of today, 5 days of strike action. Why have you come out to support?
Well, Sharon, I, like every Guyanese, want to see our teachers get benefits, better salaries, better wages and stuff like that. So I'm out here basically to support our teachers. I was a teacher myself for 10 years, and I know how hard it is, not being able to make ends meet when the month comes. And all the teachers are asking for is a little bit of respect by better wages and salaries. And that's why I'm here out here today. Sharon, is so tough right now, especially here in Linden. Teachers have to pay rent, light bill, water, internet. They still have to pay for transportation. Cost of living is going up. The teachers need more. And that's why I'm here to give them the support. Of course, I invite all Guyanese, even the fellow Lindeners, to come out and support our teachers, even as we conclude this 5th day and heading into the 6th day of protests on Monday.
MP Sears, the Vice President, as a Member of Parliament, said last evening they don't have the money, they're not going to be sitting down with union leaders, they don't have integrity. And even one folks in that other part. But the fact that they don't have money, I mean, we just passed a 1.146 trillion budget.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Yes, my thoughts on that is BS. If I'm permitted to say it, it's BS this government is saying. Indeed, we passed the $1.146 trillion budget. We're making millions upon millions of dollars in U.S. currency on a daily basis off of our oil revenue and other exports. So we have the money. So the government is lying to the people. The government is lying to the teachers that they cannot afford it. They can't afford it because should an emergency happen, take for instance the Harbor Bridge just last year, I think like 2 emergencies, and they spent billions of dollars in the space of a few days. Why is it they can't raise the teacher's salary? That is sending a clear message to the teachers that they don't care about their welfare. They want to work them like a donkey and treat them like a junkie. That is exactly what this PPP government is saying to our teachers. And we, as parliamentarians and representatives of the people, will not stand for it.
Yep, there you have it, folks. Day 5 of the Guyana teachers union. Massive strike across the country, folks. And we are live in Linden, bringing you the latest, folks. Bringing you the latest. Then we tell you we can do that. Then we promise you we can do that. Valid, credible information all the time, folks. We talk now with one Sir Jokes. Sir knows how to break it down. Well read in these issues of economics and other matters. And he says that too long in this country, public servants have received the worst pay and taxed the most. Tax the most. Sir Jilks says it is so. I believe him. Take a look. Influencer and teacher, Sir Jilks.
Sir Rundle Jokes, influencer, teacher. What has brought you out in the front line?
Well, it is knowledge of the potential earnings and the earnings of oil and our different resources and the way the government of Guyana collects revenue from the public. It has been my realization that the public sector is not only paid the lowest and most miserable of salaries, but we are taxed the harshest. And in this country where the gross domestic product has been skyrocketing since 2020 and 2019, where it would have been just about $5 billion. In 2014, it would have raised to $14 billion. And at the end of 2023, it has now raised to upwards of $39 billion. Yet still, marginalized increases have been given to the teachers, nurses, police, and soldiers. It has come to my realization that the government of Guyana are intended on marginalizing the people so that they only have to pay a small populace of Guyanese people, and these guys need to move away from that. These guys need to love the Guyanese people, treat them royally, the same way they were intended to bring in Cuban nurses and pay $60 million to put them up for board and lodging, invest this money into human resource. The police are not taking home $100,000 Guyana. The soldiers aren't taking home $100,000 Guyana. A police inspector is not taking home $200,000 Guyana. How can we expect honor and integrity amongst these men when they have families to feed? This is why we need to stand.
You seem to be strong on building our human resource in this country. Talk to us a little bit more about where that comes from.
Well, I know for a fact that infrastructure does not build. Infrastructure cannot build or sustain a country. It has always been the human resource, human development. I know a lot of productive, constructive, honest youths with integrity that have been in this country looking for opportunities and they can't find it. And even if they choose to get away and go into the police force or the military, the salary cannot compensate them. I have seen my friends and family lose their families, lose their children to the low salaries and high taxes. Hence, that is why I'm pushing for more salaries for our people, so that we can promote nuclear families and extended family again. Too much single parent household, too much teenage pregnancy because mothers can't fulfill needs for their daughters, and all of these things start at the top of government with the ministers.
Build the human resource, you say. You're in the system, which means you have a unique vantage point that most Guyanese don't have. What are some of those issues that affect you as a teacher in the system?
In the system as a teacher, first thing first, not to attack the ministry, but there needs to be more rigid system. It's too dynamic. Today, one system is implemented, one data collection, one record collection program is implemented, and then it changes tomorrow. I would like to see that change. I would like to see when the ministry actually sit and talk about different programs and they want to push into the schools, that they're better informed. So when they bring it, they don't have to be changing it every minute. But the major concern is the low salaries and the high taxes that takes it back from us. Make no mistakes, Guyanese can only develop if they have the finances to access the development. With all the GOAL program and all the scholarship programs, Guyanese can't do these things if they can barely survive on the salaries. And the government of Guyana claiming that they know what is good for us by giving us 6.5%, but they cannot survive on the salaries. They haven't lived this existence or had these experiences for the last 20, 25 years. So how can these men say what is livable for us? That is why we need our unions, and that is why our human resource need to be developed.
Yep. You sound as though you rationalize this a lot. What do you think will be a comfortable place for teachers as a starting point, financially?
$204,000 before tax. After tax, it goes down to like $168,000 for the teacher straight out of CPC. That is the basic salary that we're looking for. That 25% increase, that is exactly where it's going to take us.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem, sir. Anytime.
Thank you.
Bless.
We done with the maths. We done with the maths and mathsing. We done with the maths, folks. The maths has been You have the answers there. Your boy one is telling me trust the government. During a community meeting at Larry Trait in Stanley Town, Bellevue, West Bank, Demorara, he said, trust your government. He explained how the measures in this 1.146 trillion national budget were placed strategically to increase disposable income. Trust the government. The man who we found in the living room with Sue, trust them. Eva, you trust them. Tommy, Bantu, Mark, Andrea, Leon, F4. You trust your government? Trust. Trust. That's what them boys say. Trust the government. The union said this nonsense with thing and accounts and balance and submitting all this foolishness. It's lies. If the union says, I believe them. If the union said them is Jagabas and trench crap, tattoos and cricketers, I believe the union. The union's come out very strong. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's a pack of nonsense. That's what the union says. Trust them? Never. The union says it rubbishes the claims by Vice President Barjaglia that the union has failed to submit its financial records under the law for several years now to show how it has been spending millions of dollars in membership dues. It says rubbish. 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 And I believe them. I believe them. And as we showed you guys last evening, Mr. Norton said if you redirect some of the budgetary funding, we could pay for increases in wages and salary. And we could lower this high cost of living that we have found under the PPP. That's what he said. Yeah, folks. That's what he said. Rewind. That's what Mr. Norton said. I have no reason not to believe him. You see? It's not like them boys. Please and thank you. Not like them boys. Folks, you better find the front line of the strike, you know. Mr. Norton said this has been a budget of deceit. A budget of deceit. Like Teacher Jilks, like Sir Jilks was saying, it lacks human resource. It lacks a human resource focus. Take a look. Take a listen quick.
Budget 2024 has been described as a budget of deceit. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton said that the deception lies in the appearance and presentation.
When you get to the bottom of it, what you recognize is that they're using percentage to create the impression that something glorious is happening, when in fact, when you go to the reality below the percentages, then you recognize that not much is happening. We said it is a budget of deceit because they put it over as if this budget is a budget for the people. But when you go to the actual budget, you recognize that less than 3% of this budget is actually going to the people in terms of benefits.
He said that a lot of the budget is actually going to the friends, family, and favorites of the PPP government.
Again, but what you have is a budget that is skewed in the direction of the elite in the country. And when it comes to the people of Guyana, they are actually getting little or nothing.
Norton said that the budget talks about roads and streets that are going to be built or repaired.
But when you look at it, while the community, some communities will benefit, again, it is heavily tilted in the direction of public works, roads and bridges. And a lot of that money will be going to what we call the PPP crony capitalists, these newly emerged so-called contractors, etc., who are benefiting significantly while the people suffer.
He said that Guyana has been dubbed as one of the fastest growing economies in the world. At the same time, 41% of the people are living in poverty. Nearly 25% of the population live in abject poverty.
Measures in the budget would seek to address poverty. There are some transfer here and transfer there, but when it comes to dealing with the question of poverty, the budget is very silent. And it's for those reasons I have described it as a budget of deceit, because if you just listen to the ministers, you just listen to Ashley Singh and company, you will run away the impression that it's a budget for the people. But when you get below that, you recognize that this is not a budget that is serving the people of Guyana.
Guyana's economy seems to be totally reliant on oil. Well, according to Norton, oil is volatile. A collapse in the oil industry would create hardships. The non-oil sector that was once the backbone of the economy is failing.
In large measure, what the government is doing is hurtling us towards Dutch disease by not focusing in the way they should on the other sectors.
A country is seen to be developed when its human resources develop.
Enough resources are not being placed into human resource development. One of the facts of our situation is that we lack the institutional capacity to implement a lot of the projects that they have identified.
There you have it, folks. Day 5. The Guyana teachers' nationwide strike. And that's going to do it for us at this end, unfortunately. Yep, where does the time go? That's our time. That's our program. Have a fantastic weekend, each and every one of you. That's the last bell. Thanks for joining us, Bantu King and Enid Miggins, Rosetta Barton, Julie Lewis. Thanks for joining us, Mark and Anthony Higgins, Arjun, and Delight One. Thanks for joining us, Claire Exis, Charmley Richmond, Abir, and Michelle, Garnett. Good to see you, Vashti Magnot. Say hello to Rupert for us. Good to see you, Anne Singh and Gloria Pod. Oh, is the whole team out tonight? Is the whole family? Bring the bell one more time for you. I did say that was the last, but before that. That was the penultimate bell. That was the last. Folks, have a fantastic weekend. Spend some time with yourself, family, friends, your loved ones, and we will fire for Monday. We're back on the front lines on Monday. That's going to do it for us at this end. Stay safe, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. I see the light one. Somebody's instructing me. I must shout out who. Let me see. Yeah, Crystal Simon. How are you doing, Crystal? Good to see you, Crystal Simon. How you doing? We're striking. Crystal, we're striking. Monday, we're back at it, folks. Have a fantastic rest of the evening. That's all for us in this sense. Stay safe.